Yo, what up, YouTube? It's the Deuce back again. This is gonna be a video. I meant to do this last week or like right after the story broke, but just I don't know why. Sometimes I just get lazy when it comes to making these, but I should have done that as soon as the news was, broken about what everyone's been talking about in the wrestling community, the wrestling world, the past like week or two now. I'm just gonna give you a couple thoughts of mine, touch base on a couple things about Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out uh, before their main event on Raw last week. And I've been seeing comments all over the place, and who's siding with who and whatnot. Uh, so I'm a huge Sasha fan, so I might be a little biased and stuff. And Naomi, I've always respected her abilities. I've never been a big fan, but I was digging her and Sasha as a tag team. I thought it was a nice combination. They seemed to mesh well together, and I was very happy for them when they won the tag team women's tag titles at WrestleMania. But so obviously everyone knows what happened. Basically, it was supposed to be a six-man tag. Sasha and Naomi were involved. I forget if they were like. Feel Asuka and Becky, I think, were part of it. And, so the rumors, the dirt sheets, or whatever, the reports saying that Sasha was supposed to get pinned by Naomi, or maybe the other way around, Naomi getting pinned by Sasha. Either way, but all right, it's obviously unprofessional to walk out, like and just basically take your ball and go home. Austin did it back in the day, but I still think he had a fucking good reason for doing it. You wanted him to lose to Brock Lesnar in a televised match on Raw, just a random. They've never faced each other. There was no build up. A first round match in King of the Ring, and you're gonna have Stone Cold. You think he's gonna do the job? I mean, so I don't blame Austin for being pissed back then did that, but this, I definitely think Sasha and Naomi could have handled it better. I mean, literally just walking into the office and up to Laurinaitis, I guess, and putting their titles on his desk and just walking out. I mean, that's kind of scummy. I'm not gonna lie. Then they spend the whole however long they had, an hour trying to scramble, put shit together on the fly. Like like Adam Pearce was literally going on the fly, and he ended up. It was like a one-on-one match. I think it was just Asuka and Becky. I think. Uh, so. And then I was just reading a report that apparently they were told hours before Raw started what was going to be happening. So either way, so yeah, they definitely I think could have handled that better. But at the same time, man, I'm more leaning towards their defense because Sasha she definitely can come off as entitled and definitely screams diva like for a majority of the time. I think either, first of all, as a babyface or a heel, she's fucking phenomenal. I think people, I swear to God, I don't understand it. I don't, maybe they didn't watch her NXT work, but she is one of the best, not even women, one of the best wrestlers they have in their company right now. And she's very good on the mic. She can tell a good story in the ring. She can wrestle, and she's sexy as fuck. Not that has anything to do with it, but yeah. And Naomi, she's good in the ring. Never really been too fond of her on the mic, but she can work. And former two-time SmackDown Women's Champion. But Sasha, I know, is very passionate about the business. And imagine being told, "All right, they give you the women's tag team titles," and then they're basically being told that, yeah, you're just gonna hold the titles, like, and we're gonna use you to put over Ronda and Bianca. But we're not going to, like, really do anything with the tag titles. No feuds, no nothing to make them feel important. Just nothing. So basically, they won the titles at WrestleMania. Yeah, that's great and stuff, and granted, the women's tag team division is, I mean, it's literally just singles superstars paired up together with the exception of a couple who are legit tag teams. And I'll get into that in a second, what I was going to bring up, but, sorry, I just fucking something. But I lost my fucking train of thought because I was just getting so worked up. But yeah, basically giving the women's tag team titles, and they've had him since Mania. Has been 5 weeks up until that walkout happened. They didn't do anything with him. What, they defend him on SmackDown against Shayna Baszler and Natalia, another makeshift tag. Oh wow, you have them have one title defense against a crappy fucking tag team, like a tag team, and then you expect them to be happy. Like, they wanted to, if I guess Sasha and Naomi, especially Sasha, they probably wanted to fucking elevate that tag division. And they're like, listen, like that, we're going to be the first actual champions with these belts, the women's tag team titles, who actually take this seriously, and we want to really put work into this and elevate this division so we can get more women's tag teams going. And these titles will feel like they mean something. We'll get feuds. They'll be defended on pay-per-views, big shows, personal rivalries with teams and stuff like that. They could do any of that stuff, but they just, the fact that if it's true what they said, that you're literally just going to hold the titles, I'd be fucking pissed too. I mean, you're literally, and then you're going to be putting a 6-man tag match. I never understood that, having tag team partners go over each other just with no meaning whatsoever. One thing if they're going to lead to feud against each other, but it's just, I don't know. I'm frustrated. People are saying Naomi was manipulated by Sasha to walk out. Naomi's a big girl. She's fucking adult. I'm sure I'm sure Sasha swayed her a little bit, but at the same time, I'm sure Naomi probably maybe had the same thoughts as Sasha. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, we're the women's tag team champions. You're not going to feature us and just feed us to, the singles champ, the women's champs. So yeah, I sure Sasha maybe coerced her a little, but I think Naomi knew what she was doing too. Like, come on. And now the reports that Sasha was pissed that Ronda, Rousey got a WrestleMania match, is coming back like that. And I definitely can see the frustration there. Just like when The Rock came back, and like I feel like CM Punk was legit about that, not just like shooting and stuff. Like, oh, Dwayne just waltzes back in and gets the main event of WrestleMania next year while I'm here busting my ass like every night and doing all this shit. That's how Sasha probably felt. Like, I work year round. Like, yeah, I may have an attitude sometimes, but I give it my all in the ring, and I'm like passionate about my craft and want to improve it. And then someone like Ronda Rousey, who, for the record, I don't have a problem with, comes in and doesn't really seem to care about the business or improving her mic skills or wrestling skills, and then just gets handed a fucking title match and shit. So I would have been down to see Sasha versus Charlotte, honestly. Apparently that might have been what the rumored SmackDown Women's title match was at Mania, but yeah, so I totally see Sasha's gripe. I mean, if I was told I was tag team champion, like, yo, so listen, like, you guys have the belts, but we're not really going to feature them that much. Like, we want you guys to make our get these girls over more and stuff like. I would, especially someone like Sasha, who should not be fucking putting someone else over. Like, I'm sorry. She's in her fucking prime. She's 30 now, I think. Naomi's in her prime, too. Like, those girls should be fucking working with those titles, trying to make the women's tag division feel like it's something. I mean, honestly, the only legit women's tag team, because they started to feel like a legit tag team, Boston Glow, whatever, but is Katana Chance and fucking Caden Carter in NXT. Like, they're a legit women's tag team. And that's what I was going to get to. I got an alert earlier on my phone that said WWE, I guess, is planning to bring up some NXT women's tag teams to fill out the tournament. And that's another thing. So now they're announcing they're going to crown. They suspended Sasha, Naomi indefinitely. Who knows if they're coming back. Deep down, I don't think it's a work, but I think they'll eventually come back. And, Vince feeding Cole lines on commentary to bury them. That made me feel like it might be a work a little more now that they did it 2 weeks in a row. He's just talking about their own professional, burying them on camera and stuff. And boo fucking knew. Vince is pissed. Too fucking bad, pal. Your product is so shit, and you just think we want everyone to accept how bad it is. Or we're just going to job you out. You have no say in it. All that shit. Booking feuds that end in 2 weeks for no reason whatsoever. Tag teams that dissolve for no reason. So, you know what? I wish some more of these fucks spit in the old man's face. It's about time he gets fucking pissed and realizes that his product is in the shitter. And his ratings, there's a reason his ratings are fucking in the tank. But, so like I said, they're planning on calling up women's tag teams in NXT to fill out the bracket for the main roster tournament for the women's tag team titles. That's exactly why Sasha and Naomi walked out in the first place. I mean, you have there's no competition for them. There's nothing in that division. So now that the one legit, pretty much tag team that you had, made up of women on the main roster, walked out, and now you're basically just proving their fucking point because they were so pissed about how everything was looking since they've been champions, and now that they're walking out, and now you're literally proving their point by having, like, they're struggling to fill out the tournament bracket. Like, I can't even think of a women's tag. Like, when you have Nikki ASH, please end that superhero shit. You have Nikki Cross and Piper Niven together. Who the fuck? Literally don't. Toxic Attraction. You could. I mean, they'll probably bring them up NXT from NXT. Casey or Katana and Kaden. Can't keep up with these name changes, but you literally you suspend Sasha and Naomi, the only legit women's tag team, and now you're struggling to fill out the fucking bracket for this makeshift tournament. And that's another thing. Oh, now all of a sudden you want to push these fucking titles. Granted, okay, when there's the titles have to be vacated. Obviously, the tournament's pretty obvious. But now all of a sudden, you're like pushing this, like, oh, a tournament to crown new champions. You know, you're trying to make it seem important and stuff. I guarantee you they're going to be trying over the next few weeks to make it seem like these titles mean something on their programming. I mean, when you could have done this years ago, like a year or two ago, when you fucking introduced these titles and you had the Iconics, you shouldn't have let them go. They're a women's tag team and they're fucking entertaining. Might not be the best in the ring, but they're a legit tag team. And they didn't even have a long reign with those titles. And then Sasha and Naomi were trying to do. They even got matching gear, green, blue. They're all matching and shit. Coming out to the same music together or whatnot. Walking to the ring together. They looked like and felt like a legit fucking women's tag team. And you fucking release them. I mean, you suspend them. And now, WWE announces a new tournament to crown new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. A few hours later, WWE is reportedly struggling to fill out the bracket. Well, yeah, this is, like I said, I'm backtracking now, but this is why Sasha was fucking pissed. Because this is how you basically treat the women's division. In the last few years, I feel like women's wrestling as a whole has gone down, to be honest. Like, in 2017, 18, 19 NXT, they were fucking, and even when Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha started, those girls started to be on the main roster. Those years, you had some great matches on Raw and shit. SmackDown, NXT. There's still some good matches of the new NXT. I'm still supporting, even though it's not what it used to be. But the women's matches on Raw and SmackDown now feel like Divas matches when, like, Nikki Bella was fucking champion. I mean, it's awful, and it sucks. And that's one of the reasons I feel like Sasha's legitimately frustrated, because she's so passionate about this business, and she wants to elevate women in this business, and she finally felt like, probably, okay, I don't have a world title match at WrestleMania, but she finally won her first match at WrestleMania. Tag team champions, they should have been promoting them heavily on Raw and SmackDown. And instead, they basically, the only thing promoted was their title defense against Sasha and, Shayna and fucking Naomi. Shayna and Natalya, which they couldn't even have it Backlash, like a pay-per-view, premium event, whatever. They had to have it a SmackDown after. Was it the SmackDown before? I don't know. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, literally just like, okay, here's the tag belts, tag titles. Yeah, they're just, you can make them look nice on TV, but, we don't have any plans to do anything with them. That's fucking bullshit, man. And I don't fucking blame Sasha for being pissed whatsoever about that. And Naomi, too. And all these people. And now both their contracts, I guess, are coming up soon. So we'll be interested to see what happens. Reports they're not going to fire them, because I think they'd be fucking stupid to fire them, because AEW would snatch them like that. But all these comments like, oh, they should be fired. How unprofessional. Yeah, so they should just be happy and accepting of shitty booking while they're champions, being given nothing to do, no title, no feuds, no, rivalries, no fucking importance whatsoever with those titles. And they're just supposed to sit back and be like, oh, well, we won at WrestleMania, so that should be all right. No, fuck that. One of the things I love about this business is seeing people, you can tell the superstars and wrestlers who have passion for this and really care about what they're doing and want to get better and improve. Like, you can see it with Like Mandy Rose, NXT Women's Champion. I know a lot of people don't like her as champion, but I watch NXT every week, and this girl has fucking really improved. Like, she's gotten better in the ring. She can sell. I mean, she's not, doing flips and shit, but she's wrestling. She's doing legit stuff, and she looks good with her movements and stuff like that. So, wow, you're going to get pissed at Sasha for, like, wanting to elevate the women's division when it's already overshadowed by the men's roster and stuff. And especially now, like I said, where I feel like the women's matches on just the free TV, like Raw and SmackDown, are just, they couldn't fucking give two shits less. So, oh, it's a fireable, unprofessional. You sign a contract, you have an obligation. Oh, shut the fuck up. Have you never been happy? Like, have you never been unhappy in, like, a place of work? Or, like, and if you haven't, if you've been happy all your life where you work, great, it's awesome. But sometimes it doesn't go that way. Sometimes things happen. You're happy with the pay and stuff, but it's not all about the pay. It's about how you, like, your fucking love for what you do and your passion. Like, if I was getting paid a pretty good amount and I was paying all the bills, I had no problems, but I was like, my fucking, character was being booked like shit, and I was like, this is not what I envisioned. Or like, I know I can be so much better than this, can be so much more, but they're handcuffing me. They're literally keeping me down. My limit's up here. My fucking limit's a sky up here, and they're keeping it to where my limit's like here, where I can only go up to here, but I want to go up there. You expect these people to just like, oh, all right, well, like, I'll just do whatever you say, and I guess that's my limit, not up here. It's here. Fuck that, dude. I'm happy for Sasha that she fucking does. You call her a diva, whatever, entitled. I don't give a fuck. And I've seen videos of her out recently. She was at a Steve Aoki concert. Seems like she's enjoying herself. She doesn't give a single fuck because she knows what she's got in the bank. And I've seen Snoop supporting her and stuff. And so they've basically been removed. They pulled their merch. They pulled their Facebook pages, but they can't take their Twitter down because Sasha and Naomi own that. Those like Twitter users own their handles. But so they've removed them from all live events through July, I've heard. So we'll see. I think they'll both end up coming back, but yeah, they need to iron this shit out. And I think like they need to fucking sit down with them both. Listen, like, we understand like your frustration. Like, I really, really don't appreciate how you did things, but like, you know what? We get the message. Like, we're going to start taking you guys seriously and taking this women's, not just singles division seriously, the women's tag division seriously. We're going to start making things happen. Why not, like, how hard is it for the old man to do something like that? And maybe if you didn't treat some of these superstars the way you've treated them in the past, and all these stories I've heard and stuff, which I believe, because I see Vince as an asshole. Sure, he's probably a nice guy, but most part, I think he's just a fucking asshole. The booking and some of the treatment these superstars in years past have gotten, I don't fucking blame Sasha and Naomi for leaving, man, and walking out like that. So, that's pretty much what I have to say. Like, I support them. It was definitely unprofessional. I won't disagree with that, but I 100% agree with why they did it, and I support them both. And like I said, I was never the biggest Naomi fan, but I respect her for taking a stand too. And like I said, Sasha, maybe you coerced her, said some shit to her, but at the same time, Naomi's a big girl. She definitely, probably said, you know what, fuck it. You feel this way? I feel this way too. Let's fucking do it. And, yeah, so... And we all know Vince doesn't care about tag team wrestling as a whole to begin with anyway. So imagine the disrespect. Imagine how he truly feels about the women's tag team titles. And especially now that Stephanie, is taking a leave of absence and she was hands-on with the Diva stuff and the Women's Revolution. There's no help now. So I totally get it. And I'm standing with Sasha and Naomi. Like, fuck you, Vince. Honestly, fuck you. So we'll see how... this situation unfolds more in the coming weeks, but it's definitely interesting, and it's too bad because Sasha, she's one of my favorites, male or female. I think she's great, and I think they need to figure out a way to get her back and work this shit out, and same with Naomi. So, yeah, but, that's pretty much it. I mean, let me know what you guys think down in the comments and what your thoughts on the situation are. Gonna watch NXT tonight, support my boy Carmelo Hayes. Fucking NXT in your house. Fucking couple weeks. Looking forward to that. It's a Saturday night. Weekend of Hell in a Cell Sunday night. But love those wrestling weekends. You got NXT Saturday. WWE just main card pay-per-view Sunday. So See what happens. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base on that. This video is obviously going much longer. Wow, it's almost 20 minutes. I wanted it to be, but yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. Comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you support Sasha and Naomi, or if you're disgusted with their behavior or whatever. Let me know. Sound off in the comments, and click and subscribe. And you want to add anything else? No, that's pretty much it, guys. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.